For decades, a piece of land on Phoenix's south side has hid the secrets of hundreds of early Latino settlers who helped build the city, many of them buried in a place that seems long forgotten. Cronkite News reporter Britany Watson talked with activists and community members who are speaking out and hoping this piece of the city's history gets the recognition it deserves.
Vandalized, trashed, abandoned, this unmarked field is the final resting place for over 300 Mexican pioneers who spent their lives helping build Phoenix in its early days. This nondescript patch of land located off 12th Street and Broadway is actually the Sotelo-Heard cemetery, with its earliest recorded burial dating back to the late 1800s.
Phoenix wouldn't be what it is today if it wasn't for those people who were the foundation of the city of Phoenix, and somehow we forget that.
Many residents who live near Sotelo-Heard don't even know their homes are just yards away from a cemetery, a place where many children were also buried. Some of those who do know say they've seen this final resting place get trashed.
I'd often see people riding their motorbikes and running across the field, throwing rocks and messing around. I don't think they had an idea of it being a cemetery.
The Pioneer Cemetery Association has worked to preserve historic cemeteries like Sotelo-Heard by salvaging and removing what they can of the damaged headstones to try and preserve what little is left. Litchfield Park resident Ellie Roman has spent years researching her ancestors, eventually finding out that 8 of them were buried at Sotelo-Heard, a cemetery that she had never even heard of before.
I was really surprised we had so many family members there, but it made sense. They were ranchers, laborers. They worked the Heard ranch. My different branches of the family, they've all been here, it seems like, from the early 1900s.
But a lot has changed since that time.
Currently, the cemetery is enclosed on 2 sides, leaving the other 2 sides exposed. Representatives from the nonprofit organization that own this land say that they do not have the money to finish all the improvements that are still needed.
The nonprofit organization TRELLIS owns the land where the cemetery sits. They were supposed to build low-income housing on part of the property, but that clearly hasn't happened.
Unfortunately, the market crashed, and to this day, we haven't built anything. But we have just maintained the land.
The Pioneer Cemetery Association and TRELLIS have proposed improvements, including building an iron fence along the south and west perimeters, having a monument, and adding an entrance to the cemetery on 12th Street. The repairs will cost thousands of dollars. The main question now is, where will that money come from?
We need everyone's help to raise the funding to finish this beautification project for Sotelo-Heard Cemetery.
To know that their babies or family members are there, not to have that respect is just heartbreaking.
In Phoenix, Britany Watson, Cronkite News.